Nigel coming down victory lane as we watch the Kaza. Some Spanish music there for the Kaza as he gets airborne from the opera Carmen. But now it's Gripen right down on the numbers. Fighter call sign Cobra. And now it's going to get very noisy. You can give Nige a nice big wave. You see who all supports him. He's just been given the clearance for a 360. Master Power Technologies, Cirrus, Porsche. He puts on some smoke for us. Quick 360 over there. Nigel Hopkins, Porsche South Africa, Eurotech. And we're also proud to have our logo on the tail as we support him with publicity. Eurotech playing a big role there to support, thanks to Benny Duplessis, who's in the crowd. Welcome to the show, Benny, from Eurotech. But now we're watching, I can see the light on Gripen, Blokkies Jobert, and our fighter ace that will take you through that, former cheetah display pilot on the sea, is Colonel Keith Fryer. He's really, let's listen in as Gripen gets his clearance. So he's calling.
That's Cobra, good morning. Good morning to you, sir. Continue with the display and report complete. Continue and call you complete next, Cobra.
So there you are, that was Blokkies checking in. It sounded to me like it was ZZ Peters that was chatting to him. Captain ZZ Peters. Cobra rolling.
Thank you, Brian. Morning. We're on the roll for the display. Enjoy it.
So there you are. We'll keep Gripen live. And Keith, over to you.
Lieutenant Colonel Blokkies Jobert with the Gripen fighter car. Blokkies Jobert has been a test pilot in the South African Air Force. Over 1,000 hours on Cheetah, 1,100 to around 1,200 on the Gripen aircraft. Getting airborne to enroll, he'll be bringing the aircraft down for the high-speed pass down the display line. The SAAB Gripen from Sweden, so our lead fighter in the South African Air Force, utilized as a supersonic fighter in both the intercept and the ground attack role. The aircraft also has reconnaissance capabilities. See Blokkies Jobert, they're bringing the aircraft down, speed run about 450 knots at this stage, just under 800 kilometers per hour. Exceptional roll rate of the aircraft, 320 degrees per second. Bring the aircraft around, he's pulling around about 6.5 to 7 Gs in the turn there. 7 times the force of gravity on his body. Can you hear the crackle of the afterburner there as the aircraft comes around? The orange glow you see in the tail section of the aircraft's full afterburner. We got what we call dry power, which is normal full power on the aircraft, and then full wet or full afterburner is where we then take the extra fuel into the jet pipe of the engine, and it gives it that rocket effect, which gives you the afterburner and gives you an incredible acceleration. Blokkies Jobert pulling around 7.5 Gs, around about 500 knots full smear turn. How's that for an elevator, ladies and gentlemen, climbing at over 15,000 feet per minute. As he comes up over the memorial site there, see him pitching the aircraft up for the smear turn to the left. Canards on a fly-by-wire system. You can see them controlling the aircraft. If you look carefully at the little winglets on the top. Aircraft flown with a fly-by-wire fully computerized system. The canards on the front of the aircraft, totally movable canards. You'll see it on landing as well. Even the canards deflect downwards as an air brake on the landing as well. The aircraft being held in position there by computers, the pilot hanging on the stick. The aircraft itself would be inherently unstable without the computers assisting in the flight path of the aircraft. For the high alpha now, bringing the speed down to around about 120 knots, just under 200 kilometers per hour. See him clean up and take power, pitching the aircraft up into the vertical, around about 240 knots. In a smear turn to the left to bring her back around to ground. An extremely maneuverable fighter, slightly smaller than the aircraft that had replaced the Cheetah C, which we'll be hopefully seeing later this afternoon. Aircraft that Blocky Joubert is flying at the moment. It's the single-seat Gripen attack aircraft. Also has the dual version in the South African Air Force, used for training up the pilots onto the single-seat aircraft, where your instructor will then sit in the back seat with your student in the front seat. The single-seat version, your operational version, in various weapons configurations. This aircraft doesn't have any missiles on it, but you'll see the weapons rails under the wings as he rolls through to the inverted position. Told by the Gripen pilots that the aircraft does not fly like the flying inverted position due to the computer system on board. Display sequence, you can see how rapidly the pilot has accelerated up to altitudes around about 2,000-3,000 feet, bringing the aircraft back as well. Accelerating now to around about 500 knots for the pitch up, around about 9 Gs. Apexing the aircraft around about 7,500 feet above. Pulls the nose back down. Be flying with a full audio system, helping with the angle of attack of the aircraft and warning him of any stall approaching. Pulling her down again at around about 9 Gs as he pulls into the vertical to pull her around. Smear turn around about 8 Gs. Accelerating the aircraft run about 500 knots at this stage. What's that, run about just under 900 kilometers per hour. Isn't that beautiful, ladies and gentlemen, as he pitches up through the clouds. See him shortly back overhead for the landing on runway 02 from the south. See him smearing the aircraft down at 200 knots. He's actually decelerating the aircraft now, pulling on the stick there to bring the speed down so you can get the gear down for the approach and landing. And we've asked blockies you better taxi down past the crowds. So after landing, you'll be coming down the main taxiway right next. You get your cell phones and your cameras ready.
I love the priority. Get your cell phones and then your cameras. You got it right, boss.
It's the same thing nowadays anyway,
Yeah.
Brian.
Do you realize that every single person here has a camera?
Blockies, you'll be approaching now around about 145, 150 knots as he touches down on the threshold of runway 02 Swartkops Air Force Base. There we go, nice touchdown. Watch the front canards of the aircraft, they'll be pitched right down into an air brake position. This helps the aircraft. Extremely good braking system on the aircraft. You can see the canards there digging into the airflow, helping keep the aircraft stable and on the ground. See, when he turns off the runway, those canards will revert back then to the normal landing and normal flight position.
Roger, copy, will do, Brian. I'm still with you.